Back in the tumultuous decade of factory horsepower, Detroit was pouring the biggest engines they could find into the lightest automobiles they could build, and the battle for drag racing bragging rights was on. And to many, it was absolutely the super coolest time in history to be a performance freak. Finally, someone has made it possible to relive those days of thunder. The Super Stock Reunion is the next best thing to a drag racing wayback machine, as cars and stars from drag racing's most mythic time period converged at beautiful Norwalk Raceway Park in Norwalk, Ohio, for 2 days of racing and reminiscing. Nicknamed Drag Racing's Woodstock Reunion, it brought together both vintage race machines and modern-era weapons of quarter-mile warfare for an entire weekend of exhibition runs and numerous class eliminations. The reunion promoter and organizer, Frank Spittle, offered a simple explanation for why the Super Stock Reunion was created.
This is a gathering of the drag racing pioneers and the cars that they raced back then, and the owners of the people, the present owners of the cars, and other nostalgia cars as well.
And how did some of the assembled legends of the sport feel about this tribute to drag racing's most power-heavy period?
This is a collection of the cars, the way they were, the stars, the people who raced them. This is the pioneers of today the pro stock that you would see at the national events. This is where it all started. This is the roots of that class.
A class that even Big Daddy dabbled in back in the 1960s. This is a faithful replica of the 1962 Superstock Dodge that he campaigned with his wife Pat. At the same time, he was shattering the record books in top fuel. With a 426 Chrysler Big Block crammed into the engine well, Big Daddy got the drop on many a Ford and Chevy with predictable regularity. And he was justifiably proud to be one of the guests of honor.
I enjoy this because it's a recognition of Superstock drivers, and it's a class that's come and gone, you know, but it was really big back in the 60s when the factories got involved in all of the racing, and they built their own factory hot rods. Chrysler, Ford, Chevrolet, they all have them. You could buy them right off the showroom floor that would run in the 13s and the 12s, and it really got the industry's attention. So it's something that deserves to be recognized.
Brett Kepner covers professional drag racing on network television and is one of the sport's most knowledgeable historians. He was definitely savoring the experience.
In many cases, it's just a chance to actually meet individuals who were legends but had retired before I ever was old enough to get into the sport. That in itself makes it worth coming to the Superstock Reunion. You get a chance to see vehicles that you may have only read about as a child and seen in magazines or occasionally in the extremely rare television coverage of the day. The incredible searching for the original race cars, and then the amount of restoring that is going on right now to bring these cars back to exactly what they looked like when they were competitive is remarkable. You can stand next to a car and literally see the same thing that you could have seen 30 years ago.
This perfectly restored 1968 Plymouth Barracuda funny car was campaigned in the late 60s throughout the Midwest by Bob Sullivan, and it represents one of the race machines that took this category into the age of one-piece fiberglass bodies, or floppers as they're sometimes called. It's now owned by Ken Chase.
This car showed up at a swap meet in Minneapolis. I'm from Rochester, Minnesota, and the car ended up on a flatbed. We recognized the paint. It was still an original paint. Brought the car home and went into a search trying to locate the other components, and after 5 years and about 4 pickup truckloads of parts, we brought it home, and 6 years of work, here we are, putting a new throttle cable on, hoping to get another run.
Someone who has logged more than a few miles in funny cars is Bruce Larson.
I'm so happy that these cars are coming out of the woodwork now, and more people are paying attention to making detailed, authentic restorations. It does my heart good.
Out on the Norwalk quarter mile, the old iron and newer iron had ample opportunity to toss around some muscle and show everyone why the Superstock Reunion is a real keeper. Just ask longtime alcohol funny car star Bunny Burkett.
Today, we put the icing on my cake. Just being here and being in the Hall of Fame, and thanks to all the fans out there that put me here today, that's what this event means to me.
The Superstock Reunion fires up big doses of hard-hitting nostalgia for both drag racers and drag racing fans. On this warm weekend in early June, this was just about the best place to be.
I get a great deal of satisfaction out of seeing these guys teary-eyed at times, reminiscing about the days of their racing careers, and and what they mean to each other. Of course, back then they were the worst of enemies, and now they're like brothers today.